Hey there, YouTube friends. maskedbandit here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I always do appreciate it. We are back in Uzuri Gardens, which means I have Jonty here. Hello.
Hey, you're getting good at saying it now. Uzuri.
Yeah, I learned how to do it a few. Uzuri, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of nailed it now. First couple of episodes, you're like, Uzuri.
Well, the way you said it first, and the accent and all that, I don't know.
Oh my god, I was watching just before we talk about this. I was watching an Estan Wolf video the other day, and he tried to do my accent in it, and oh my god, it's amazing. It's absolutely
I think
incredible.
I actually think I saw that. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt it.
And he called me a soggy Brit. If I didn't have a stiff upper lip, I'd be so offended by that.
Right, yes. But anyway, I feel like I kind of feel the way you did last time. Like, I got a lot done, but I don't have a lot to show. Maybe I do. I don't know. It feels like I don't.
Even though
I played a lot.
You got a whole animal enclosure done, right?
I did, yes. And then some. But, so you can sort of see here as the time-lapse zips by, you can see an animal hiding down there. And I know it's in a pit. I know. But I really thought this was the best way to do this enclosure. We are doing a crocodile enclosure today. Ooh.
Yeah, they're usually in pits, right? Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking in zoos that I've been to, like, some of them, you, like, walk a boardwalk.
Over the top.
You're like on top of it. Like,
yeah.
So I can't imagine. I mean, they're reptiles. They're not that needy. I can't imagine. But I did read. I did do my research for this.
Bandits read a PDF.
Yes, a whole one. Actually, 2 or 3. I just wanted to see, because some of the numbers were really confusing as far as, like, size of habitat versus size of animal. And they did not... they didn't agree, both the documents I was reading. So I went with the bigger one, and I still think mine is really large, could probably hold several more gators, but we're going to go for animal welfare here, giving them lots of space to play.
Okay, so. I noticed as you said animal welfare, you deleted the spikes that were sticking into the...
Well, that was more people welfare at that point. And it actually just kind of obstructed the view.
Yeah.
What we're going to do here is... basically a giant alligator crocodile pit.
So they're crocodiles, not alligators.
The in-game. They could be either one. I guess it doesn't really matter. One of the things on the PDF said it's better to have local species because if they were to escape and populate, that'd be bad. I was like, well, clearly.
I see. So.
Yeah. So one of the first things you can notice is this pool is kind of a horseshoe shaped. That was one of the things that I read about, that gators, to keep aggression down, you want to have visual and physical barriers. So horseshoe-shaped pools, basically anything other than a round-shaped pool.
Oh, I see. So you've kind of got 2 little areas they can kind of hang out in.
And they have a lot of, I think it's called the draw-out areas, the areas where they drag themselves out of the water. The more you can have, the better. So we have 2 here, and then with this central mound working as both a visual and a physical barrier for them. So to cut down on our aggressive crocodiles.
Okay, so is that do you have like more than one male? Like, is there a male to female ratio or something?
Well, what I was looking at was 1 male to 2 females, and I think I ended up just because. So just because it seemed like this enclosure was so large, we're gonna go with 1 male and 3 females. So he's extra lucky.
Wow.
So.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's got his
work cut out for him.
Yeah. You'll notice I am painting the bottom of the pool concrete. That's intentional because they said that, like, for safety, for keeper safety, you kind of want if it was a natural bottom, at first it would be really hard to keep it clean. The water would get all murky. And it would be you wouldn't be able to see the animals as clearly, which could be a safety hazard for keepers.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So by keeping the water,
that's maybe something we have to do in other ones as well. Then I guess that doesn't sound like it's just an alligator thing. Or crocodile.
Well, it was.
Thing,
I guess any predatory, any potentially dangerous animal, you want to be able to keep track of where the animals are. I guess. One of the other good things is the water is like the complete opposite direction from where the actual house is going to be, where the keepers would come in and out.
Sure, okay.
So they talked about having good escape routes for the keepers just in case. So so that's what I was thinking of as I was building this, and it kind of just kept getting bigger and bigger because you wanted like 50% land, 50% water. And I was like, okay, well, this water doesn't look big enough for the number of animals we have, so let's make it all bigger. And then I was like, this is too big. But I kind of like it. I think it's a good size.
We've got the size. We've got the room to play with, right? Because we're not.
Yeah.
This isn't going to ever be the sort of park that fills the borders. You know, we always said that originally it was going to be. Although it's starting to get a little larger than I thought it would originally. But you know, like we always said, didn't we, that we were going to try and keep towards the smaller.
Yeah, I've noticed we're using some pretty wide. We're using some pretty wide paths.
Yeah.
We should probably think about narrowing our paths down. But yeah, that. It's hard too because the archer scale doesn't really work when you're working on large areas like this.
No,
like,
it's very
so.
difficult.
There we go. It's over now. But anyway, we'll take a closer look at it in the real-time portion.
Sure. Okay.
So what we're moving on to here is the aquarium, and you'll notice your shark head has been moved for just a second. Now, you'll also notice this is way different than what we were doing on the live stream.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about this right, because I feel like I need to stick up for myself a little bit, okay? Right, not you necessarily. You've been pretty amicable, right? But
right.
So I originally said that I'd like to see this shark head used as an entrance to an aquarium, okay? I haven't just pulled that out of my bum. There's quite a few quite decent aquariums, quite sort of high budget aquariums that use one. Sydney Harbour Aquarium is probably the most famous one that has a large shark mouth that you walk through to go into a part of it. And I just thought it was a really great looking piece, and I thought it worked really well. And I think a lot of people who were watching the live stream, and I always watch your live streams back, but I have to watch them the next day. Yeah, it's early for me, so I catch the weekend ones if you're doing one, but in the week ones I always miss, and I felt like I couldn't stick up for myself because like I think a lot of people get sort of hung up a little bit on the fact that it's a large Planko piece. And that's why they have a bit of an issue with it. And I think if this piece wasn't in the game, but we made it out of art shapes or something, everyone would be like, "Oh, that's really good. You know, that's a really cool idea." Make it, you know. And I think sometimes people might forget, especially with like some of the larger shipwreck pieces and some of the original. I think some people in the chat were even like, "Oh, we're getting really like alpha Planko here." I was like, "Yeah, but like just because it's been in the game for a long time doesn't mean it's not a good piece to use, you know." And it fits the remit.
To be fair, I was not utilizing it as well as I could have in the live stream because I had nothing to go off of.
Yeah.
Like those pictures you were giving me, I was like, yeah, or the pictures I looked at when I looked for it, they were all like, I was like, this isn't really what I want.
I think the problem is they kind of just like, they're just stuck there, right? There's not.
Yeah, they're just stuck on. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess we'll do that. But I didn't like it. And so actually Silent Member was watching the stream. He's a member of Bro Nation and he's super awesome. And as soon as the stream was over, he sent me a message, a DM, and was like, here, I sketched this while you were streaming. And this is basically what he sketched me. He goes, this is what I think you should do. And I was like, oh, and I showed you the sketch. Yeah. But you didn't see the Planko version of it.
No,
so
I haven't seen this. This is all new. But when you showed me that sketch, what did I say?
You said, that is exactly 110% what I was thinking.
This is it, yeah. This is exactly what I thought. Not just sort of the fell thing placed down, built into this whole sort of... this is already looking awesome, what you've got going on here.
I do agree. It's already looking way, way better. So you'll see so you noticed what I did was I built the building as it was going to be, and then I just purposely built it as I wanted it, and then destroyed it with the shark head. Yeah. So that's kind of how we went. And we got this water area here. I wanted to give it some more depth, some waves like off the sides, but I wasn't sure how to get the art shapes to cooperate with me. And I really didn't want to spend the extra time to do it. Just gonna say it. I'd rather get more done. So I left it like this. Like here's my quick attempt.
I see. Yeah. I see.
Like kind of like rolling, but it didn't work. So I was like, nah, we're not even gonna bother with it. It looks pretty good the way it is.
Are you happy with how it's? Yeah, you're happy with how it's finished. It's not something you want to go back to. Do you think, or?
I'm pretty okay with it. If you want to further trick it out, you have my blessing to further go for it. I think there could be maybe a bit more clutter. I was just kind of like, again, I spent... Because, again, it was a live stream.
Oh, that's good. Look, a boy. I like it.
Yeah. It was a live stream, and it was now a couple hours. Yeah. So it was like, all right, let's keep moving along here. So, but yeah, I do like the way it ended up. And I am now on board with it. I think it looks better now.
Awesome. Just got to try and win over Kindley and Mike.
Yeah.
They were the two of the. Oh, they were the two in the chat. I was like, oh, "Shut up, you! You don't know what." I was getting really frustrated. I just had to sit there and watch it back.
So what you're not going to see in the time lapse, and actually I spent a lot of time doing, is the whole backstage area to this. Like, this looks really small for an aquarium, but this is legitimately just the facade. It does go quite a bit back, and it butts up right to the stingray exhibit. So theoretically, like, the back of the stingray exhibit would like be the back of the aquarium as well.
It's all
so it's
one.
going to be that whole.
It's all
area.
one unit. Yeah. Well, that's fine. I think I said actually the stingray episode was like the well could be the sort of place they're prepping fish food. And
right. Yeah.
just
And I did
it,
do that.
Yeah.
I scooched the whole aquarium facade over so it is nested into the stingray feeding pool.
Okay.
Or stingray feeding area. So yeah, you'll see once we get into the real time. So after I got the basic idea, it was just making it all look decent. Like,
yeah. Again, it's that
continuing-
thing with this style, isn't it? Like it doesn't really start to work until you put all those last bits down. You know?
Right. And the last few bits that I built this week are still missing some of those cluttery bits. So if you want me to go ahead and go back in and do that on my own, I'm cool with that. Or if you want to go ahead and throw barrels and ropes on everything, you are free to do that as well. So yeah, so we'll see where we go with that. But yeah, I did do some looking at aquariums online, some map views, just to see, like, because we were talking before we started, do they need water tanks, like water treatment outside? Where would that be
do they have
located?
much going on outside yet, just to make sure we get that sort of backstage bit right, you know?
And from my limited research, I did not see anything major, not like at SeaWorld where you have those huge filtration systems for the outdoor, for like the orca tanks and stuff. My thought was probably a lot like Megaquarium. They've probably all have their own filters and treatments, right, connected to the actual exhibits.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So we'll see.
I think you're probably right. Yeah. I mean, we probably will need some sort of water treatment area in the park because there is water in the park. So, but it doesn't doesn't have to be on the back of this aquarium. It can probably be a bit more in the sort of main backstagey bit.
Right, as long as it's connected somewhere to that main body of water, I think we'll be okay. So, yeah, but after we get the basic structure in here, we're gonna do a bit of lighting, which is definitely not my strength, but I wanted it to look pretty cool at night too. So we're gonna doing some blue lighting and some just cool lighting with pops of warmer bits on the bottom level. So, yeah, I do love some of these lights, and I don't do a lot of lighting, like I said. So it was nice.
Yeah, it's the thing I always forget about. To be honest, I need to. I bet if you looked over the park now, you'd see everything was pretty dark, especially in my areas. I do notice something lit up though there in the distance.
What?
Oh, something like flashing lights.
Oh, off to the right there. Oh. We may have our first thing to do in the park now that peeps can actually do.
We still haven't got a peep spawning area yet.
Oh no, you're right. We don't. Oh my gosh. I was thinking maybe I should let some people in here, but nope, can't. So yeah, so that's other than just the detailing of this is going to be it for our time lapse. So I think we can go ahead and skip ahead to the real time portion and check things out there.
Cool.
So we'll see you over there. So we are back here in Uzuri Gardens in Tejidcam in real time, kind of where we left off with my episode, because if we go too far over to what you did, you're gonna see too much. So do you want to go left to the new exhibit or right to the aquarium?
I'd like to see the gators, the crocodiles, whatever they want to be.
So we're gonna walk slowly over there, because I did do some stuff here to shore up all this area over here.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, none of this made the time lapse because who wants to see fencing? Gates and all that. So this is all a backstage area now.
Okay.
You can see this is all going to be a giant backstage area. So
that's really nice.
tried
That's
to
just
make
an
it
in-game door. That one. That looks great.
Absolutely. With in-game walls, I really tried to make it lush and large and hide as much as I could. I did so much Tejidcam viewing to make sure my sight lines you couldn't see very much of the backstage. So here we are. It needs your awesome signage.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll get a billboard in there, sure.
But here's your look at the gator area. So you can see here. There they are. We got two there. There's one in the water, and there's another one hiding. And back there, you can see.
That's good.
So this is our first viewing platform here. You can get a little scope of the actual area. I kept that really, really bland. I thought it would be. It's just utilitarian.
Sure.
So that's for how you'd get your gators in and out. There is a large gate. You'll be able to see it better in a second. So
okay, I was gonna say, does anything need to be in there? Like, I don't know really. What do they have? Like, straw
I
or
didn't.
no?
I did do some straw terrain. It's hard to see, and there's actually you can't really see it from this. Well, nope.
You can't see through the wall.
You can't see it from this angle, but you can see just a teeniest bit of concrete left there that maybe they moved out of the way. So that's kind of what I was going for. Just a place where they could cool down, I guess, because it would be shady. I tried to make sure there was some good ample shade options too, because being cold-blooded animals, they need to regulate body temperature. And I guess throughout different times of the day, they could go to different parts of the enclosure.
Yeah,
so.
I guess that's.
But yeah, this is our viewing area here.
This is really good. It's really natural.
Pretty straightforward. Yeah, you'll notice there's all this natural fencing, natural retention. So gators can't climb vertically, I don't think.
No.
So. No. And then as we come around, so obviously this whole area is going to need, I think it's just going to have to be a wall of trees and stuff. Like
yeah, I think this
Backstage.
is probably the edge of the park on this side, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. So this little area here is just it was kind of tricky because it's built on a slope. But I wanted to get another viewing area in and incorporate some of these lanterns that we had already over by the sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
So you can come here and get a better view of them. It's got some safety don't die roping
I like that.
there.
Yeah, that's really good.
Roman candles.
Oh, is that what those little thin things are? Yeah, just turned off.
Yeah. So I feel like this needs more.
I feel like it could be the sort of spot where they hold a chicken out on a stick. You know, like some places do that. I don't know whether
like feed the gators.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether proper zoos do it, but
right. But you can see now better view in there as the gate there. That's how they would get in and out. Gave just simple ventilation there on the building, and that's how you would get your gators in and out. And we'll look at the backstage in a little bit. But you can see here, you can see they all can't really see each other where they're at in the thing. And I also turned them off because if you've ever seen gators, they barely move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that. Are they quite active? Are they? The animation?
Yeah. Like you can see the one that moves through the trees there. Like he's always moving.
Yeah.
And gators are usually super still.
Yeah, sure. Because they, like you say, they're reserving energy and heat and stuff.
Yeah. Right? They don't really move very much. At least not that I've been. So yeah. So this is the gator exhibit.
Really neat. I love that. The back again. You're killing it with the foliage here. Like
thanks.
Really good.
I've been really trying to make it look natural, but still like put there.
Yeah,
That's what I'm going for. Yeah. And you can see here those two tall swamp trees. I've worked, and the tall acacia tree that's next to that one.
Yeah.
Are blocking. You can't even see the backstage building anymore. But if I remove those trees, there's a backstage. Like you can kind of see it as I move the camera.
Yeah.
Kind of see peaks of the go away green back there.
Yeah, but it's definitely covered enough.
Yeah. I think, that took longer than I want to.
Like you say, I've been doing it as well with this. I'm spending a lot more time in Tejikam to make sure those sight lines are sorted. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's this there. So should we just swing around, or you want to go back where we came from?
You tell me. Whatever you think is the best way. Okay.
We'll end with the aquarium because I think that's the most. So here's the other entrance. So that gate on the one side is now over here as well. So there's a thoroughfare.
Right. Okay.
You can get all the way across. So this backstage area is very, very large.
But we'll see that in a moment, zoomed out. Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Added a restroom because someone in a couple episodes ago mentioned that we don't have any others. So I thought this would be a good place for one.
Yeah, it is a good place.
So simple restroom.
Yeah.
Don't look at the ride yet.
I like the water things. Who'd you nick them off?
Yes, we stole that from Mr. MR. He posted that. Totally. I forget what he used for the actual I
think it was an electrical piece. It was one of the special effects electrical things.
Yes. There you go. So I couldn't remember. So they aren't functioning currently, but we'll put those in. And rather than the men and women, just his and hers, I thought was a good way to do that. Try to also incorporate more color because that stingray area is so blah with
it's very brown.
So we're going with the pale blues.
That's cool.
Still kind of rustic looking.
I have a bit of a habit, because of my colour blindness, I have a bit of a habit when I use wood of just leaving it as wood. So I think maybe I might even go through and try and find a bit of colour, bring a bit of blue into it or something, maybe to kind of go with the stingray kind of thing. Yeah.
Cool. So then more lush. I really like this, just the overhang.
Well, like you say, gardens is in the name. We've got to kind of keep that going.
So, and I also love how you can see the ride bobbing up and down here. So I did add a ride. I figured a Rocktopus was a perfect addition here.
It's a good fit. I mean, it's one of the more themed flats. But
Right.
I don't
But
think
thought
it's
for us.
I don't think it's crazy. Yeah, it's not like Gears of Fear,
Right.
you know, that's spinning around with flames coming out of it or something. Like
Right.
you could see this in a park with a
I
budget.
think so.
Yeah,
There's
Fun
actually
ride
one in
name.
Six Flags. Yeah, fun ride name. We need a fun ride name. So I'm open to suggestions in the comments or from you. Fun ride name for this.
Okay.
So something, animal related or something, obviously. So
Yeah.
our queue is super, super, super basic. So we go in, but you get nice views of the ride and
then just
some
cattle
simple
penning.
covering here. That's all it is. Yeah, cattle pen. So that's all we got. And the exit is as it is. I didn't cover the exit with barrels. I probably should have.
Yeah, those. I just don't like those white things.
I can't stand them either.
Yeah.
No. So there you go. That's that. And little seating area here
Oh, this is good. Yeah.
with some off-brand Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, the tiny frozen balls,
Tiny frozen
right?
balls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
tiny frozen balls. TFBs. Yep. Nothing naughty about those.
No.
Stop giggling. But then that brings us.
Is that path
Go ahead.
there on the floor?
Yeah, that is actual pathing, so they
cool.
can access those. So that's pretty cool.
That's good.
You need to put a person there. I forgot to do that. So.
Okay.
And then this brings us to another entrance to our backstage area. This would be the main aquarium backstage, and
Okay.
we'll go back there in just a second. But now you get the full aquarium.
So I think that's great.
I think it does too.
I
I'm
love
very
those
happy
buoys,
with
those
it.
red and white buoys. They're really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked how those turned out. And
Yeah.
you can see aquarium, like the
Oh,
sign
nice.
that snapped in half,
Yeah.
and it's hanging on by one. I wish I could get the ropes to
Oh,
not
yeah.
be up straight like
Yeah.
that, but
Could maybe have a
So there
little
you
bit of
go,
wood
so-
sticking out just to hold it on.
Right.
The only thing I'm not sure about, there's a really nasty spike there on the floor.
oh yes, there is right
Like,
here. Yeah,
yeah.
That's for impale for those who aren't careful. It's because it's one of the shipwreck pieces.
Right. Okay.
And it's just so hard to hide.
Yeah.
And make. Now, the issue is going to be our interior here is going to be,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We can try, but...
Yeah, I did say I'd like to have a go at a bit of an aquarium, mainly because there's a couple of nice fish, and also Miss Red Nebula, who's one of our awesome Theme Maker Toolkit aficionados, is working on a Murray eel at the moment as well.
yeah, that's
and
right,
this is the only place we're going to be able to put it. So
Yeah, for sure.
I'll have a play.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
think,
you can do whatever you want on the inside.
I think it's doable. Oh, I see. Yeah, so we have moved this quite far over.
I
up to it,
scooched
yeah.
it over, and
Yeah.
I added a staff door to
good,
the
yeah.
stingray area here,
Yeah.
and I added just a couple details,
Yeah, that was
windows
a bit
and
plain,
stuff
that
to try
bit,
and to try and tie it in a bit. So
good stuff,
more
yeah.
blues and stuff like that. So let's go. Just one last Tejicam thing. Let's actually go backstage here. So here's the beginnings of our backstage area.
Look at
So
these.
here's some electrical units for whatever would be needed. I figured with all the tanks and all that, probably a pretty good.
There would be stuff going on. Sure. Are
energy
they
pull,
candy
yeah.
canes? Those.
Yes, those are candy
that's
canes
really
upside
good.
down.
I have not seen
saw
anyone do that before.
I saw someone else do it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was on a workshop item. I was like, oh,
That's neat.
so I stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually pulled these electrical boxes off the workshop. I can't remember who they are at the moment, but I can put it in the description of the video.
There is an in-game one that's not awful, isn't there?
Is there?
Yeah, there's an in-game power unit box thing.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's not-
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's a decent size, but it's it's usable. It's not horrific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can see just how big this aquarium actually is.
Yeah,
This whole
yeah.
area here is the aquarium, so. And I added these trees here to kind of cover up everything. And the issue I had here is this 2-level backstage
Oh,
area.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Because the terrain was always on an incline.
Yeah.
So we actually have an area for the trucks to get in and out here. And here's the back of our gator exhibit.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And you see the big loading area here.
Yeah, that's really
And
good.
we have the area for the gator, the gate I
Like
stole
staff.
from the. So, there's an archer in there, but he's trapped. He's
trapped.
fine.
He's okay.
And then here's your jank chain link fencing in the
There you go.
backstage
That's
area.
what you need. That's what you need.
Yep.
That it's a very much a swan. This park, like above the water, it's beautiful, and then underneath the
Yeah.
legs are flapping.
Backstage
that's what
is
you
just
need.
utilitarian.
Exactly.
Yep,
It does exactly what it says on
absolutely.
the tin. You see some of the backstage shots of Disney and like the staff cafeterias at Disney. Oh my God,
Yeah.
they're awful. They're horrible. Like you wouldn't want to eat
Yeah.
there, and that's
Right,
kind
right.
of what you need to get, right?
Yep. So here is and then this would pop us back out.
So
We're
there,
back
yeah.
out here.
Oh,
So
awesome.
There you go. So this whole area has been Backstage. Let's hop out of Tegid Cam and take a better look at it.
Wow, you've been busy again, man.
I have. I tried really hard this time.
I've got a pretty open week this week, so I'm hoping to kind of match you this week.
So here you go. Here's an overview of it. You can see the U-shaped pool.
Oh, it's
with
awesome.
a pretty equal land to water distribution.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty good. Natural barriers everywhere, walls where they're needed, and then, like I said, the chain. You can see here how that Backstage area now.
Yeah, just like cuts through it. Yeah.
Right, and then this whole upper area, and so your aquarium.
Yeah, that's
actually
a decent
all
size.
that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
I think so. Well, we were just saying before. Somebody mentioned in the comments as well. Actually, like they need to be pretty big, and I think a standalone one does. But this is a small attraction within a larger park, right? So
and there's nothing to say that we can't extend it back this way. Just you would have to be careful how you decorated it to hide
look at
it,
that. Like even you've got those trees there at the front.
Yeah.
Just covering that bit of
everything is there to kind of, you just barely can see it. So I did add some details on the roofing here.
This is really good.
Some ventilation and all that. So feel free to steal that and plop it on other buildings.
Oh yeah, definitely. Is that just art shapes? That the duck stuff there? Yeah,
just art shapes.
What's it called? Something?
I don't know.
It's like an acronym, right? Like VAC or something.
AVAC
something like that. Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah, with the little whirly.
Yeah, that's good. That's with a circle that's turned 1 degree or something.
All
right?
it is two sphere art shapes. It's just two sphere art shapes, and you just rotate one until you can see it like kind of flickers. Yeah,
let's change the color of it.
That's how that's done.
That was one of the first things. That was on a really early bro coaster. Someone did that. I think it was your first guest, Ryan. Yeah.
Yep, Ryan did that.
That was one of the first things that blew my mind. That was like a bit of a game changer for me in the game. Like I was like, oh wow, this is it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. This is when I was still doing my huge, crazy Disney style park using the in-game themes and stuff. And I think I saw that and I was like, oh, I need to start all over. Like.
But I really love how green this is now.
Yeah,
like it really
with
feels
that with that
full.
slab of concrete in the middle that's just hiding
and you can see it's like half Backstage, and then half front of the house. I think that's really neat the way that turned out.
So that lump of green there on the back is that
just
we need
whatever.
To kind of finish that up. Yeah,
I could paint it. I figured it. The issue is there's no way to get a path through here.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know what that would be. I don't know.
Well, that's going to be a janitor's spot for getting into the back toilets, right? That's
sure.
The restrooms.
Because I do have one right here.
Yeah,
but we could just do that.
You could throw that around the back, and it kind of gives a reason for the back to run up to it. Then,
right. And we can curb this up.
Yeah,
and planter it like we did.
Yeah, like we've got on the big chunk there. Left.
Back here.
Yeah.
Do the same thing. I like this technique of the rocks with the foliage in the back. Works really well.
I think so as well. It looks quite legit. Oh man, this is looking awesome. Really, yeah. I think foliage is definitely something I need to. I don't really think about it too much,
It helps so much. It just makes everything look so much fuller, and like with these full-grown large. I've been using some of the largest trees in the game, and it really does make a difference. It really does. Makes it feel planned and completed.
Yeah, and also a higher budget as well. I think.
Yeah,
having all of these in place and stuff.
So.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's been my my week.
Awesome.
I can't believe I did all this in a week.
Yeah, you've done that. Well, like I say, I knew you'd done the Crocs and I started the aquarium front. So everything else is a bit of a shock to me. That's great. And yeah, we got our first ride in as well. I think flats wise, that's probably we'll just kind of place them where they're not too close to animals throughout the park. I guess.
I figured you can't really hear or see. I do like that you can kind of start to see it when you're over here.
Yeah,
but I don't think they're going to disrupt the animals at all.
No.
I think they're far enough away.
No, there's too much of a distance, I think. But I some of the ones I've looked at, they just kind of have a space with some rides in, and it's just like one section that's all the rides.
Right.
Others, like sort of the higher budget ones that we're looking at, places like Busch Gardens and stuff, they kind of have them relatively intertwined, really. With the places, and obviously on theme. So,
well, like Busch Gardens, they have that whole safari area. There's nothing else around it.
Yeah,
so that'll be what we do.
Yeah. We'll have a safari, but it's going to be. See, my original thought, to be honest with you, was a proper drive-through safari where you actually drive your car through. right?
Oh.
But I think we're going to go more for the sort of it's you go on a truck or whatever, and it's a sort of set half an hour,
like Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, like the safari, and the Busch Gardens I think is going as well, right?
It's a train.
A train.
As far as they used to have Rhino Rally. They used to have that ride Rhino Rally, but they don't have that anymore.
But I think definitely more that now. Probably using the in-game, the studio bus tour, I think, coloured. Although it's not perfect, the bus tour thing.
Sure.
It'd be great if it was Jeeps, but it's not. But
and then maybe a train. I'd like to see a train too, maybe.
Well, yeah, I would. And I'd like a few people have said boats as well, you know. But I don't know whether we'll get all three.
Yeah.
But and make it look acceptable. But yeah, that's going to be the plan. For me, next, I'm not 100% sure now. I've got an idea in my head of something I really want to do, but I personally think we can kind of cap off this whatever we're going to end up calling it shanty kind of area, right?
Sure. I think we're very, very close. The reason the ride is over here is because we plan to have that.
Yes, yeah.
There.
But that's
so I figured combine it into an area.
Maybe even another flat, maybe even a second flat somewhere.
Sure.
To kind of,
one of the smaller ones.
We need to kind of open that up into like a bit of a plaza really there, yeah. That's going to have a coaster and another flat, and the coaster is going to theme towards this kind of wooden shanty kind of area.
Yeah, this shanty area.
But it's not gonna happen for a few weeks. So
no.
I think I'm gonna start working somewhere else. I think because I personally think we've kind of capped off that area now.
Yeah, we need to start working back towards what we started with here. Yeah.
So it's really like where to go and what to do. I don't know.
I'm gonna leave that up to you.
Well, yeah.
But now when you zoom out, look at all this. This is what was episode 6?
6, yeah.
That's pretty good for 6 weeks.
Yeah. I think that looks like that has definitely got a vibe to it. That even from here, you can clearly see. I mean, mostly because the path changes. But you can clearly see where that sort of wooden, definitely.
And it needs to just.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Maybe a couple of along the path at the top there, where the Octopus is, like behind that backstage area. Yeah, more round to where like the Hippo backstage is. Like that strip there needs maybe a couple of birds or something, or like smaller cages with stuff in, just to kind of cap, because that's obviously a backstage area that needs covering. And maybe some seating and stuff by the meerkats there. I'm not sure. I'm really going to have to have a think.
I'm pumped to see what
the big thing I want to do. I have no idea where that's going. I might just start like miles away and just let us figure out how to join it up in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're being very cryptic again.
Yeah,
I like
that. Yeah. But I definitely think that is when we come to sort of get do maps and stuff towards the end. That area there is definitely. I tell you what, then. So we need a name for the Octopus. Any suggestions for names of that area as well?
Right,
would be
because it's not
cool.
Bayou anymore. It's just kind of shanty.
It's not Bayou. Yeah, shanty. Yeah, like
it's like a wharf almost.
It's almost harboury. Yeah, especially with that aquarium, we could kind of run with that a little bit. The restaurant at the bottom there is very harboury. So, yeah.
And the sushi building kind of has a mild Asian flair, but not really. Like
I think we will probably have a stronger Asian area eventually. Which may well incorporate that first restaurant I did. That may well move. Because that's got a bit of an Asian feel to it, so that I might accentuate that Asian feel and move that, like if we get things like pandas and stuff.
Sure, sounds good. Yeah. Cool. All right,
well, loads to do. No suggestions on the beach there that still sat there like a.
Didn't touch it. Didn't touch it.
I still don't know what to do with that. I
thought about it, but then didn't touch it.
I'm tempted to take it away and just have it as a larger area of water, and just have a more of a. Almost like a boulevard walk as opposed to beach there,
that wouldn't be bad.
Okay, cool.
So anyway, awesome. Well, thanks so much, and to all of you out there, if you enjoyed, go ahead and hit the like button and leave some feedback down below. And if you haven't already, I don't know why you wouldn't, make sure you're subscribed to Jonty so you can catch all those odd-numbered videos over on his channel. And make sure you have yourself a great day, great night, great whatever. And I will see you all for the next episode of Uzuri Gardens or whatever we end up doing. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.